Welcome, I'm Kumar, a computer scientist and program manager at Google. In this collaboration between CS First and Cartoon Network, you create an animated story based on the Amazing World of Gumball TV series. The series tells the story of 12-year-old Gumball Watterson and his brother, Darwin. You will create your own version of an episode called The Signal, in which the characters experience a glitch. Check out a clip from that episode.
You're what?
Just trying on hats. I feel like my look is missing a little something.
Dude, your luck is missing everything except shoes.
Exactly. Step 1, shoes. Step 2, hat.
Step 2 isn't hat. And for the record, step 1 is pants.
What do you think?
Nah, I think it's a bit...
You're right. Too desperate for attention. Woo! How about this?
Yeah, that one makes you look kind of...
Yeah, I get it. Too thinking it's cool but lonely at school.
What just happened?
How about this?
Yeah, that one makes you look...
Yeah, too Canadian. I really like this one, but do you think it makes me look like I have a fat head? Don't spare my feelings. Just tell me. Fine.
I like it.
As you saw, the glitch affects communication between both Gumball and Darwin. They spend the rest of the episode trying to figure out what's causing it. In the story, the students of Elmore Middle School will struggle to communicate about a glitch. To create your story, you will use both programming and computer science. Computer science uses computers to make projects, also called programs. These programs help people solve problems, do work, entertain others, and save time. Computer science is a subject you can study in school, and it's also a career. When computer scientists write instructions in a programming language, it is called coding. In this activity, you will learn concepts computer scientists use all the time, like sequencing and loops. Computers run code in a sequence or order. It is up to you to decide the sequence in which your code will run to tell your story. Many computer programs run parts of the code more than once. To repeat code, computer scientists use loops. You will use loops to create a glitch that affects the characters in your story. You will watch videos on the CS First website to learn how to tell your story using code. Then you will switch tabs to follow the steps described in the video on your own. After you complete the steps, you will return to this tab to watch the next video. You might find it easier to pause the video, complete a step in the other tab, then return to the video. To start, click the link next to this video to open up a project that contains the Amazing World of Gumball's characters. To save your project to your account, click Remix and sign in. If you don't have a Scratch account, pause the video now and ask your teacher if you should create one. If you don't have an account, that's okay. Next, return to this tab and click the arrow to move on to the next video. The next video will describe how to start your story with dialogue. Now it's your turn. Click the Start a Project link next to this video. Click Remix and sign in to save your project to your account. Then return to this page and click the next arrow to watch the next video. By now, you should have two tabs open. You will watch videos in this tab, and the starter project should be open in the other one. If you do not have another tab with the starter project, return to the last video and follow the steps described. In this video, you will set up the start of your story. You will select two characters and a setting. Then, you will write dialogue to foreshadow the glitch. In storytelling, foreshadowing is a way to give hints to the audience about something that will happen later in the story. In this example, the audience gets a hint that something strange is about to occur when the character says, "You won't believe what's happening." To start, select a main and a supporting character. In Scratch, all characters and objects are called sprites. You will use code blocks to control the sprites. Right now, all the characters are hidden. To select the sprites for your story, program them to show. Click a sprite you would like to use for your main character. Then, click the purple Looks menu. Blocks in Scratch are color-coded. To find a purple block, look in the purple menu. Click and drag a show block into the script editor. Click the block to run it. The sprite should appear. If you click the block again, nothing happens. That's because the sprite is already showing. If you change your mind and want to select a different main character, click Hide and choose a new sprite. To run individual blocks, click them in the Blocks palette or script editor. Once you've shown the main character, select and show a sprite to use as a secondary character. Your main character will foreshadow the glitch during a conversation with this character. Next, choose a setting for your story. Click the stage. Then, click the Backdrops tab to see the preloaded backdrops for this project. A story setting influences how it's told. For example, characters might behave differently on the playground than they would in the library. Click a backdrop to select it. At this point, you should have three things: a main character, a secondary character, and a setting. Next, create dialogue that foreshadows the glitch. Select the main character and the Scripts tab. To make your characters easier to find, drag them to the top of your sprite list. This does not affect how your program runs, but it makes it easier for you to write the code. To make your main character say something, use a Say for 2 seconds block. Click and drag it below the show block. Click the block stack to run it. Great, the main character says, "Hello." To change what the character says, click inside the Say block and type some text. To add more dialogue, add more Say for 2 seconds blocks. Create dialogue that fits your characters and the story you will tell. In later videos, you will add a glitch, so what your characters say should foreshadow or hint that something is wrong. The lines you see here are just examples. Write your own dialogue for your story. To try your code, click to run it. The computer will run the code in the order or sequence that you create. Once you've written the dialogue that foreshadows the glitch, move on to the next video to write the code for the glitch. Now it's your turn. Select a main character sprite and show it. Select a secondary character and show it. Select a backdrop, and finally, use Say for 2 seconds blocks to foreshadow the glitch in your story. Now that you've added some foreshadowing to your story, you will program a glitch that you can reuse throughout the story. Then, you will make your second character react to the glitch. In the signal, Gumball is the first to experience the glitches, and he struggles to explain them to Darwin. Check out some examples.
What do you think?
Nah, I think it's a bit...
You're right, too desperate for attention. Woo, how about this?
Yeah, that one makes you look kind of...
Yeah, I get it. Two thinking it's cool but lonely at school.
What just happened?
How about this?
Yeah, that one makes you look...
Yeah, too Canadian. I really like this one, but do you think it makes me look like I have a fat head?
To make a glitch for your character, you will write code that changes their appearance. From the Looks menu, drag out a Change Effect by block. Click it to see what it does. It changes the color value of the sprite by 25. Click the drop down and select a few different effects to try. There are many ways to change your sprite's appearance. Click the Clear Graphic Effects block to return your character back to normal. Running the block once creates a small effect. To make the effect even more dramatic, run it repeatedly. This is called a loop. Click Control and drag a Repeat 10 block around the Change Effect by block. Select an effect to repeat and click the block to try it. Cool, play around with the values to see the different effects you can create. To reset each time, add the Clear Graphic Effects block to the bottom of the stack. Combine effects and repeat blocks to make as dramatic of an effect as you would like for your story. Once you have an effect you like, add it to your block stack and try it out. Great. Once you create a glitch, make the second character respond to it. Select the second character. Drag out a save for 2 seconds block and type in what the character will say about the glitch. These are just examples of what the secondary character might say when it sees the glitch happening. Add a response that fits your story. Click the block to run it. Great, the character responds. Right now, your code stacks run like 2 separate programs. To tell a story, you click one stack, then switch characters and click the other, but there's a better way. Use the flag to run both block stacks. Select the event menu. An event tells the code when to run. There are many different types of events. Click and drag out a one flag click block for both sprites. This block will start the code when the flag is clicked. Click the flag to try it out. Both stacks run at the same time, but the second character responds too quickly. To fix this, add a wait block between the show and say blocks. Tinker with the time until the second character's response to the glitch seems much more natural. Click the flag to try it out. Great! To build out more conversation in this scene, use wait and say blocks. As computer scientists develop programs, they test their code often as they build it. Then they make improvements based on what they see in the test. Now it's your turn. Program a glitch using repeat and change effect by blocks. Reset the glitch using a clear graphic effects block. Add dialogue using save for 2 seconds blocks and wait blocks. And finally, run both characters' code using one flag click blocks. In this video, you will transition to a new scene. In the signal, the glitch takes the characters into a new scene. Check it out.
What? What just happened?
Just needed to fill up. We'll be back in the road in 5.
In your story, the main character will transition to a new scene with a new character. To start, change the backdrop. Earlier, you selected the backdrop manually. This time, the backdrop will change in the middle of your story, so you will use a code block. Select the last character that spoke in your story. In this example, that's Carmen. Select looks and drag out a switch backdrop to block. Then, select a backdrop from the drop-down. Click the flag to try it out. Great! To try a different backdrop, change it in the drop-down. Uh-oh, the backdrop never changed back to the original one. To fix this, add a switch backdrop block after the one flag click block. Try it out. The backdrop switches at the start and at the end of the scene. Next, hide your second character and show a new one. Add a hide block to the end of your second character's code. Then, select a new sprite to show when the scene changes. You may want to drag this sprite toward the top of the sprite list. Then, select events and drag out a one backdrop switches to block. Select the second backdrop in your scene. Rather than running the code when the flag is clicked, like the other events in your program, this one runs when the backdrop changes. Next, add a show block. Click the flag to try it. Great! Next, hide this character at the start of the story. Drag out a one flag clicked and a hide block. Awesome. You set up a new scene. In the next video, you will continue the story in this new scene. Now it's your turn. Switch the backdrop at the start of your story. Switch the backdrop at the end of the first scene. Hide your second character at the end of the first scene. And finally, select a new character to show when the backdrop changes, and make it hide when the flag is clicked. Now that you have set up a second scene, use it to continue your story. In this video, you will create dialogue between the main character and the new character you added in the last video. You will also bring back your glitch. To start, add some dialogue for both characters. In this example, Banana Joe acts surprised to see Molly appear. How would the characters in your story respond if someone unexpectedly appeared? Start your main character's dialogue in this scene with a when backdrop switches to block. Make sure the backdrop is the second backdrop for your story. Use wait and say for 2 seconds blocks to sequence dialogue between the characters. After you build out dialogue for this scene, add another glitch. You already wrote code for a glitch. Now, you will reuse it. In computer science, this type of code reuse is called a procedure. Computers often perform the same action many different times in a program. Placing the code for a specific action into a procedure allows the program to call the procedure whenever it needs to make that action happen. To make a procedure in Scratch, make a new block. In this case, you will make a glitch block that you can reuse. Click More Blocks and make a block. Name the block Glitch and click OK. You created a define block. The code you add under the define block will run each time the new block is run. Add the code for your glitch under the define block. Click the define block to make sure it contains the correct code. Next, add the glitch block from the More Blocks menu back into your code. Click the flag to test. Great, it still works. Use the glitch block again to create a glitch in the second scene of your story. Try it again. Awesome! Now that you've created a block for the glitch, you can use it whenever you like a glitch to happen in your story. In the next video, you will conclude your story and learn other ways you could add to it. Now it's your turn. For your main character, use a when backdrop switches to block to continue dialogue. Use save for 2 seconds and wait blocks to build more into your story. And finally, create a glitch block and use it twice in your story. Now that you've introduced a problem into your story, you are ready to resolve it. In this video, you will continue to build out your story and draw it toward a conclusion. Check out how the Amazing World of Gumball's writers chose to end their story.
In other news, the town of Elmore has recently been suffering from some satellite broadcast issues. We assure you we are working on the problem, so please, bear with us while we try to...
Wait, then why is it affecting the...
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
If what happens on TV happens to us, does it mean that we're on...
So we all got home and everything was fine. You two made up, we're all safe, and all's well that ends well.
End your story in any way you would like. Use dialogue, scene changes, and new characters to create a conclusion. Maybe a new character enters the scene who can help. Perhaps the characters transition to a new setting where all of their problems are solved. It is your story, and you get to choose how it ends. For more ideas, check out the add-ons videos on this page. They describe different features you can add to your program. Now it's your turn. Draw your story toward a conclusion using dialogue, scene changes, or new characters. Congratulations on coding your Amazing World of Gumball story. There are many ways to bring a story to life, including using both code and computer animation. No matter how you tell a story, it takes creativity, persistence, and hard work to make it happen. Check out how the animators of the Amazing World of Gumball TV series describe working on the show.
This is Janis.
Hey, this is Juanpe.
And we are animators in the Amazing World of Gumball.
Gumball, yeah.
Now, let's see some mock-ups from our art department.
Basically, we're drawing all day, every day. So I suppose this is the best part of the job.
We are doing the key animation, the key poses of the animation in a TV show. There are a lot of 2D characters in the show, so it's very heavy role in the studio.
3, 2, 1.
I would say my favorite thing about being an animator is drawing, in this case into the animation, thinking about how make the animation, the motion look better of the characters and the way they act.
Draw a lot, being focused in one scene during hours and see the result at the end. It's like, oh, these characters are alive.
We are working every time on one single shot of the whole episode, which is composed with hundreds of shots. You don't see what happens before and after. You know it, you have it in mind, but you don't see it properly. You put all together. When you put all the things together and you watch them.
It works, yeah.
And yeah, if it works, it's better.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't work, but this is the best part. To see the whole episode together, this is the best part. It's exhausting.
Yeah, it's exhausting, but the reward at the end is so good that the worst is the best at the same time.
This is perfect.
What's your favorite character?
My favorite character is Darwin.
Oh,
It's
the same as me.
the same character.
What the what? Really?
But not my favorite to animate. My favorite to animate is Gumball because it has a lot of possibilities and it has a lot of expressions, new expressions in every episode, and it's very flexible. Even when it's very flat character, you can do a lot of tricky movements and magic with it.
I prefer Darwin because Darwin is easier to animate.
Yeah.
See, you prefer him because he's more interesting, he's got a body and etc. But mine has no body, Darwin has no body. So he's like easier to animate. And he's really, really cute. So at the same time he's naive and cute, so that's why he's my favorite character actually.
We enjoy it while we can! We enjoy it while we're kids! We enjoy it while it's 2 times! To make the most of it!
If you like to keep coding, encourage your teacher to run a CS First club at your school. And you can even explore the other themes on your own. Until next time, have fun creating and coding.
Subscribe to the Cartoon Network channel for more awesome videos!